Good idea,
Let me know.
right? Lowe's CEO. So,
Okay.
um, I love Lowe's CEO. His name is Marvin Ellison. He's a black man. He's been running it. Stock is up.
Okay.
They're killing it. So Lowe's CEO said they are investing $200 million over the next 10 years to train 250,000 skilled trade workers. And he talked about the rise of AI and how AI is impacting a lot of white collar work. And he emphasized AI cannot replace electrical work,
Mhm.
plumbing, carpenter work. AI can write emails, but it cannot fix your roof. And I think um that was a great quote, and it just paints the picture of AI is more likely to wipe out that white collar customer service representative
Mm.
than it is to wipe out the roofer or plumber. So that
Yeah.
gives another alternative, and they're putting their money where their mouth is, where they see the future is heading.
Yeah.
Um, so I love that quote, and I love that he's pushing that, and I hope a lot of our black men and women can go benefit from this 250
Like
million dollar
yes,
investment.
I love that he's using those funds to kind of invest in the future. The only thing is knowing these corporations, he made this statement. I feel like all those AI companies were like challenge accepted. Like we're gonna make a robot that could build your roof, that could.
It's definitely somebody's out there. Like you see the 3D printed homes. Have you ever seen that? Yes,
No.
like when you get done with this, look up 3D printed homes. They're
Wow.
basically 3D printing these homes with they got like a machine that costs like $600,000-700,000,
Jesus.
and they go
Just buy the house.
they go 3D print the machine. I mean 3D print the home, and you don't need traditional skilled labor because the machine is literally printing the home. Now you go on the computer and
Wow.
you train the computer on how you want the home,
So you
two
become the
bedroom, three bath.
architect of
You
it?
become an architect of it, and then the home literally 3D prints itself.
Wow.
So while he's talking, it's active companies and technology
Yeah.
companies literally out here trying to replace this. So
And but even still, I think we are a long ways off of that. I've, seen, he said over the next 10 years. I don't think we're there in the next 10 years. So that's
yeah,
why I think it's a good, we might be there in the next 30 years, the next 40 years, but I think it's a good investment in the next 10 years because we did have, for the past 10 years, a huge movement. And all of these students, millennials, we can all relate to this. Everybody goes to their 4-year college and they have, psych majors and sociology majors and things like that. And then all of a sudden AI comes out and, everybody has therapy. Let
look at the 3D printed home right here.
me see. This is the printer?
Yes. So you see how they're 3D printing that they're
Yes.
3D printing the home, and obviously you're still going to need skilled trade workers,
To,
there
yeah,
to
to
assist it,
operate the.
but this is another form of innovation
That's crazy.
that will be replacing trade workers.
Is it going to lower the cost of the home?
It could potentially, because if you think about it, a lot of cost that goes into building a home, obviously material,
Yeah.
and this cuts down on
Because
a
you got
lot
to
of
pay
material costs.
everybody.
Um, the only thing is, I'm not sure if a lot of these homes are going to get zoned, and like it's zoning, it's
Yeah.
insurance,
I
it's
was
a
going to
lot of
say
stuff.
insurance.
It's a lot of stuff that, and a lot of political policy stuff and paperwork that you have to get around in order to start doing these at scale. But this technology is here. So I can see in 10 years this becoming a standard, like, and especially for rich people. Stuff always start for the rich people, right?
Oh, yeah,
Because
on top. Hmm.
you may not be able to get a traditional mortgage on something like this,
Right.
but if I'm rich and I just want to build a home in Seattle
And I
to
can
visit
afford
my
it.
family, and I can afford to put $1 million up, and I want to do something innovative because I'm at the cutting edge of technology.
That's true too.
I might build a 3D home and in Hawaii or one of these places where they have a lot of issues with fire, and these might be fireproof. You
Mm-hmm.
might be able to build a fire resistant
Home.
3D printed home.
That's
And
true.
this actually might be better for the environment, especially in, you know, the Palisades and places like that that burned down in
Yeah.
LA.
Yeah.
This actually might be a better
Because it
option.
does look like a lot of concrete is is
Yeah.
involved in building some of those homes.
Yeah.
I think this is a good way. Now, here's the thing too. If you're investing $250 million over the next 10 years for skilled trade workers, how does that work?
Right.
Do you invest in schools? Does Lowe's get their own you know what I
Yeah, that's a
mean?
good
I
question.
feel like there needs to be some type of partnership with school districts, if that's
Yes.
the case going to be, like, to have these different uh, internships or apprenticeships or whatever the
Yes.
case may be, to really make this efficient, because I also don't believe in that I have to wait until I'm a certain age to make money.
Yeah. And I also think what you brought up about where's that, like, this is a good announcement, but like I need a little more meat on the bones. Like, where is the 250 going to? Is this a partnership? Can I go to Lowe's and say, hey, I want to join this program? Is that am I going to the local Lowe's?
Yeah,
Am I going to my local um electrical?
like career center,
Exactly. Where am I
unemployment
really,
office.
where am I going to find this out?
Yeah,
And you know, I have a few people in my family that are electricians or
nice.
they do bricklaying, or I guess you call it masonry. I don't know what it's called, but like they work with, like, they build your porch and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they got to do apprenticeships for like 3-4 years before
Before
they can
they,
even get into
yeah,
and get licensed and do all that. So I know they work for specific companies and schools. So is this a situation where Lowe's is going to
right,
be sponsoring the school?
yes,
Um,
the stuff that already
where,
exists.
and then it's 250 over 10 years. So that's $25 million a year. You know, where's that going? Like, that
Like, it's
sounds like a lot of money.
nationwide.
Yeah. Is it going to be focused on in the, is this a southern thing? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't know where Lowe's is headquartered, but that'll be some information that I'll be looking at to, find out how people can join this program, because I would love to use my platform to promote it like I'm doing now,
mm-hmm,
if it's something that can help our community,
yeah,
because we got a lot of brothers walking around saying that they don't have jobs, they don't have opportunity. We just talked about how women are discriminated against in the white collar workforce, but the blue collar workforce, a lot of people turn a blind eye to it and don't want to
that's
do
true.
these type of
That's true.
jobs, but this is what's paying the bills,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what's in demand. If you're trying to find somebody to fix your house, fix your plumbing, your electrical work, tear down a wall, it's so hard to get service trade skilled people to come out, and then when you do find them, they're expensive.
And then imagine you living with grandma and then something break and you can't do nothing about it.
Exactly.
It's already bad enough you on her couch, but now you can know, if you don't go ahead and go down to the unemployment office and let them help you get some type of apprenticeship. Because here's the thing, even if you do have to, wait the 3 years in order to get your license and stuff, you can at least help out at home.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, the idea that is like, oh, there's no work, but it's like, okay, but every time there's something happen, I gotta call the roofer. I gotta call somebody to get, fix the gutter. I gotta call somebody. Like, do something, bro.
Yeah.
Do something. So,
So,
shout out to Marvin Ellison.
yes, Marvin Ellison, the CEO of Lowe's, black man, started out in retail as like a cashier or something like that.
Wow.
Built his way up, um, and he's been running the company for a good time now. He's been doing his thing. So shout out to Marvin. Thank you guys for watching. In order to continue to support independent journalism, I need you to subscribe to our page below. And also, if you want the full podcast and more exclusive content, make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. Link is in the description.